Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Inventor Club. Today, we are going to be speaking with another regional office of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and we have Derris Banks. He's the regional director of the Midwest Office of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Welcome to the National Inventor Club, Derris.
Thank you, Brian.
You're a very interesting guy. Would love to start off and hear about your background and how you ended up as the regional director. And then we're going to learn about all the resources available to the inventor community from your office and from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. That would be great. So let's start off and hear a little bit about you.
Sure. First, again, thank you, Brian, for the opportunity to speak with you today on behalf of USPTO's Midwest Elijah J. McCoy Outreach Office. While I am located in Detroit, Michigan, I am a recent transplant of Maryland. I went to high school in Maryland. I graduated from the University of Maryland. I got my undergraduate in mechanical engineering. I also got a master's degree. Hold on, go Terps. I also got my master's degree in public administration from Keller Graduate School in Alexandria, Virginia. As a new regional director, if you will, for the Midwest, I bring 30 plus years of IP experience. I joined the office back in June of 1994 as a patent examiner. I did the semiconductor fabrication arts and abrasive tool making. Around 2000, I became a supervisory patent examiner. I managed the mechanical arts as well. And then in 2012, I was selected to become a electric in the Electrical Technology Center, a group director. And then, if you will, my current post, before my current post, I was a chief patent classification official in the Office of International Patent Cooperation. And I was responsible for all the domestic and international classification related matters for the USPTO. But I want to add one more thing. My wife also works at the office. She works in the telework program office. She was a chemical patent examiner. And we do maintain a residence in Maryland. I have a smaller footprint here in Michigan. As you can imagine, a lot of frequent flyer miles, a lot of FaceTime. She's my rock. I don't have anything to say about that other than to say we do have two children, a girl and a boy who have graduated from college and are doing extremely well in their own rights. And then last but absolutely not least, I do have a 19-month-old grandson who I love dearly.
Very nice. It sounds to me, Derris, like when you first started, you were really behind the scenes at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and now they put you up front to be able to work with inventors and other people and companies that are interested in working with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office initiatives.
That's true. When I first started with the office, and again, I love every part of my career. As I progressed through it, I was able to, if you will, move forward and interact more with the public. And as interacting more with the public, I was able to achieve this position. Can we talk about my office right now, the regional office? Just to kind of a quick historical background, because there's a lot of history with the Midwest Regional Office. This is a historic location. It was part of a Detroit-based pharmaceutical firm, Park Davis and Company. It had 26 original structures built from 1891 to 1955. As you will, it was sold to Strauss. It was a brewery company. It was sold to them and turned into what you see now, which is River Place. I will say we took over this, I believe it was in July 13th of 2012. And we are on the second floor, Suite 2900 of this building. One last thing, as I said, it's not just the if you will, the location that's historic, but the name itself. The Midwest Regional Office is named after Elijah J. McCoy, who was a 19th century African-American inventor. He's known best for inventing lubricating cups that distributed oil evenly over a train's engine moving parts. Thus, the invention allowed trains to run continuously for long periods of time without pausing for maintenance. And again, more willing, let's kind of switch back to, I think you were asking kind of, how did I get to where I am, if I'm correct?
Absolutely.
So again, looking at how I got to where I am today, again, starting as a patent examiner, understanding what it takes for an inventor to file that application, what it means for that inventor to go through the process. And we can talk about those, if you will, for entrepreneurs and inventors, what those pro bono programs are. I'm sure you're going to ask about that, and we'll get to it. What those programs are that are out there that can assist them. They're all free, by the way. All those free programs that are out there that can assist them, that can provide them resources to further their inventions along the way.
If you can share with us which states your office covers. And of course, there's the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the headquarters in Alexandria, Virginia, which is always available, but the regional offices, which states do you cover?
The Elijah J. McCoy Regional Outreach Office covers 9 states, those states being Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Michigan, Missouri, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. A lot of states, right? 9 states. We cover those states with the idea or the impetus behind employee engagement perspectives and outreach and education.
So anybody from those states are more than welcome to come to your office in Michigan. They can also go to Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia, but you and your team also travel around these states and have different events and different activities that are going on there as well, right?
Sure. Let's go back a second. Let's start with saying that the regional offices mirror and amplify USPTO's various inventor and entrepreneur resources and programs. In the past, as you stated, if you wanted to do business with the office, you had to come either to the Washington, D.C. location, then the Crystal City, and now the Alexandria, Virginia location. But the American Invents Act was a game changer, literally changed the playing field. The AIA established regional offices. The first office actually in that AIA, and it's called out, is the Elijah J. McCoy Midwest Regional Office, which opened in 2012. Other offices to open were the Northeast office located in Alexandria, Virginia, the Rocky Mountain office located in Denver, Colorado. I think you talked to Molly already. The Southwest office located in Dallas, Texas, and the Western office located in San Jose. And now with the Unleashing America Invents Act passed, I think it was 2 years ago, we're adding an additional regional office in Atlanta, opening in 2025.
That's great. That's great. Derris, so I'm an inventor. I find out that there's a regional office near me in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Tell me what it is that I can do as an inventor coming to your office or reaching out to your office directly.
Sure. So kind of one of the advantages of having a regional office in your community is to have those face-to-face conversations. We do a lot of one-to-one or one-on-one consultations with startups, inventors, entrepreneurs to help them get started. You get to ask your questions in a more private setting. All the examination staff, and I want to say this, all the examination staff that works for the office, we can't have an interest in a patent nor apply for a patent before the office. This is straight conflict of interest. Thus, you can treat your conversation as when you're talking about it's confidential, not needing any NDA. I'll add one more important point. I believe that these regional offices are the key to unlocking the potential of every American, creating jobs and promoting economic prosperity by what? Expanding access to innovation ecosystem in every corner of our country. We must not only promote and protect more innovation, but I believe we must tap into the communities traditionally underrepresented, underserved in our innovation ecosystem. But I want to switch over. I think I want to get into, if you will, you had asked more about what services we provide, how the regional offices can provide those services. Those services being right here, I'm going to highlight right here. This is off USPTO's.gov site. Everything from if you're starting that patent journey, you have your basic patents, understandings, your trademarks, your basics, all that information is there. But I want to talk about if you're not sure what your invention is, let's say, we have this IP identifier tool. That IP identifier tool can be used to kind of walk you through. Do I have a trademark? For instance, no, I don't have any idea. You could click that. There's 6 questions that are going to follow. They're straightforward. They'll walk you through and kind of provide you a result of, do you have a patent? Do you have a trademark or something else?
So if I have an idea, I can call your office. I can get support and resources through your office. But at any time, USPTO.gov has an area on the website for inventors and entrepreneurs that you can click on. I think this might not necessarily be in that section, but all these type of resources are available to get started and to see where you stand. And then if you'd like to continue in your regional office, or you got what you need from the USPTO.gov website, is really the whole key here of showing that all these resources and links are available on your site or in your regional office.
I also want to highlight something too. When you look at inventors and entrepreneur resources, as I said, if you're starting on that IP journey, or maybe you're already on that journey and you need information or resources, there's a plethora here. Everything from how to get started again, to how to apply. And before you apply, what are your rights? You also have entrepreneurial resources. I'll talk about funding. Funding is extremely important to monetization of one's idea. We don't offer funding, but we do offer you the links, the SBA, where they do, and other federal agencies that do provide you that, if you will, funding and grants. But also, again, the last piece here, which is always important, protection. How do you protect, once you have that invention, how do you protect it? So it's all there for you.
Derris, as an inventor, I come up with an idea. Let's say I'm starting from scratch. I come up with this idea, and I want to know if this idea is something that I should work on, I should take to the next level. So if I come to your office or call your office and I ask that question, how much do you do in that office? And then if you could share also what the PTRC office, the Patent and Trademark Resource Centers that you have, and maybe where some are located within your region.
Not only do we talk with inventors and entrepreneurs when they visit the office, I'm talking about the regional offices, but we also do it actually at HQ as well. But we also meet them where they are through SBA road tours, IP speaking engagements, and other IP related programming events. We're immersed in IP from our drive to work. We use that Niels Boland's 3-point seat harness, to Starbucks coffee that we drink every morning, which has trademarks and service marks associated. We're all engaging in IP every single day, whether knowingly or unknowingly. So my goal is to raise IP awareness in what it is and how to best secure it. Again, it may be from a trade secret, while others a patent or a trademark. I'm reminded when I first came here of an event that I went to for SBA, Small Business Administration. I was part of a panel. And the initial thrust of the conversation all the way through stemmed around startup funding, marketing, branding, which is all important. I simply asked a question during the event. Now that you have secured that funding, what have you done to protect your kind of investment, that being your product or your brand, from domestic and foreign scams? Complete silence in the room. It actually turned out that everyone was thinking that they really had a reflection moment. And so again, the goal being to promote innovation, stimulate the economy, and provide some connection to entrepreneurs and resources, IP resources, and programming, educate our regional innovation ecosystem. You can get to this, but if you go to USPTO in your region, it'll take you to this page. This page provides you and let me be clear what PTRCs. They're patent and trademark repository centers. Again, this site displays all of them. The PTRCs have free services for patents and trademark searching. They are all staffed by librarians that receive free training from the USPTO. They will do a lot, but they will not do your search. That is still your responsibility. But they can assist in designing a search that can look.
I happen to be in Long Island, New York, and I have in Smithtown, New York. There is Will Salas. He runs the Patent and Trademark Repository or Resource Center there, and many inventors go there in my area. So let's say we come up with this idea and we want to do a search, and without really spending any money, we want to learn a little bit more about our search. So we go there and they help us to pull prior art, maybe to look into some things that might look similar to what we have, and then be able to compare if it's something that we should work on or not. But they're not going to give legal advice, right? They're not going to say, they're not going to answer, what do you think about my invention? They're going to help you to pull that information to help you to make a better decision.
Correct. And just to real quick, as you can see the drop down, you can filter this by region. I'm just going to pick my region. You can see immediately what comes up is my 9 states. Obviously, as we've been talking about, the PTRC locations are these white dots. Also, you can get those over here as well. The information is available one of 2 ways. Either you can click on this dot or you can click over here. All that information is available to you. One important thing, though, on this page is I can click this and actually go to my designated page. My designated page, and you had asked this question early on, what services do we offer in the regionals? I will say this and start with, these designated pages all look the same for whether you're looking at the Midwest or whether you're looking at the Northeast or the Rocky Mountain. The purpose behind that is so that our stakeholders can find the information on either side, wherever they're going, the same way and in the same fashion.
And we can actually take a look and see which states each regional office covers by the top there. It says, it was right on the top on that previous page, right under the title. So I know that's in the other offices as well. They're all listed there.
Correct. And just real quick, just to highlight some things in regards to services that we provide in the regional area. Again, everything from attending upcoming events, and that event page is the same one you'll see off of that main USPTO page that links back to it, providing you the events and they're not just in person, they're virtual. You can designate whether you want to look at a path to a patent or any other type of training that we offer. They're all there. If you would want to request a speaker, we have the speaker request form here, K through 12 events. For instance, next week, I'm hosting a high school. High school is having a field trip here, and we're going to talk about IP education. So I'm looking forward to that, actually, very much so. Being a former teacher, I'm looking actually very much forward to that. You can reserve our space. We do have public search space, and we do have public space for individuals to come in and use.
What I see also on the left-hand side, Derris, is the events. Now, they're listed under Midwest Office events, but like you mentioned, some may be in person and others may be virtual, so you could take a look. But what I love even more, and I always encourage people, is if you scroll down a little bit more to make sure that you subscribe, so you don't always have to go and check out the latest events. They'll be emailed to you.
Correct. And again, please, these resources are free. We want you to use them. We're encouraging you to use them. And the more they're being used, the more we're learning, and the better we get. So again, just real quick, we do have PTAB hearings here on campus. We do have a PTAB hearing room here on campus. And we do have virtual and in-person hearings here on campus. Again, I talked about our space, which is available if you would like to use it. And we do have, I want to highlight our leadership team. Obviously, there's me as a regional director. You also have James Wilson, who is my assistant regional director. We have our regional outreach officer, and Marilyn Nash. She is a glue. I'm going to be completely honest. I think every regional director will say their outreach officers are the glue. Those are the ones who actually pull the events, the programming together for us and make sure that we're pointed in the right direction. And then, as I said before, we do have hearings here. So we do have a judge that is assigned to this office.
Very nice. So, Derris, we call your office. We see that we're excited. There's a Midwest office in our area. We call your number up or we email your office. What can an inventor expect?
So the first thing we're going to say is, how can we assist you? We have a plethora of different programs and initiatives out there. We're going to start asking some questions of how we can assist you, and whether that assistance is in person or whether you will want us to come to you. There's multiple different ways to get at that. But I want to kind of, in answering that question, there's multiple different programs that the office offers. And again, the office recognizes that applying for a patent can be an expensive proposition and time consuming as well, which is one of the reasons why we do small entity and micro entity fees over the last couple of years. This recognition kind of has kind of also led us to a number of, if you will, inventor and entrepreneur assistance programs. And that's kind of what I want to highlight. And that will kind of answer some of your questions when someone calls, what can we offer them? Well, I'm going to start with the pro bono program. That pro bono program, you can get matched with a patent attorney whom will write your application, do a search for you, or just have a conversation, a free conversation. This is a nationwide network of independent operated regional programs. Now, I will be, to take a sidestep here, there's no trademark pro bono program at the time. We only have a past pro bono program. There are requirements. There are requirements for everything, right? Those requirements are threefold for this program. One is income. Gross household income has to be less than 3 times the federal poverty. You have the knowledge. You have to have demonstrated understanding of the patent system. And then finally, invention. You have to have the ability to describe your invention, know what it is, if you will, how it works.
Okay. If I qualify, I have an idea. If I qualify, I will have the opportunity to be involved or apply for this patent pro bono program, which is free patent legal assistance. So what does that mean to us, Derris? They're going to actually write the application for us. There are fees that are involved with each of the applications, right? But they're going to help us with, or you're going to help us, or
Okay. Great question. They will help you to the level and extent to what they help. Again, this is a nationwide program and it's independently operated. So every state has its own requirements and has its own stipulations. For us in Michigan, it's the State Bar of Michigan, access to Justice Committee and the Intellectual Property Law section that runs it. So every state has its own requirements and stipulations. So I would say, backing away from that question, it would be best if you work with your local jurisdiction to find out what you offer.
So we apply, we get accepted. We're going to be connected with an attorney that's part of this independent pro bono program to be able to help us with writing our application.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And potentially, again, doing search. They could help you do a search, but more importantly, that it's a free resource to sit down and talk with you about your idea or your concept.
Excellent.
Talking about the pro bono program, I just want to switch for a second and talk about what if you're, again, filing for an application is a huge investment, right? And some would prefer to take that on themselves. So we have the, if you will, the pro se, I call it the pro se assistance. As a regional office, and this is where I really, going back to your question of how we can assist, as a regional office, this is where we can play a key role in supporting our underrepresented, underserved communities by providing kind of that outreach and education piece to these applicants. Again, speaking to free resources and programming, the site kind of provides, and again, I'll just scroll down, the site kind of provides that assistance that they may need along their and navigate along their IP journey.
Okay. If I want to do this myself, I don't want to tell anybody my idea. I want to work with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office resources that are available. I can find this pro se assistance program, which can kind of guide me through with tutorials and videos and resources to keep me going to get to where I need to go.
Correct. Now I want to switch. There's more law school clinics. When you talk about universities, and we do work with universities, those are we love working with them when it comes to tech transfer and other aspects. But when we're working with a law school clinics, you get help from a law school student for free, guided by a practicing attorney in patents or trademarks, and that depends on the practicing law school clinic. So here's the thing. A law student gets practical experience, and the inventor or small business gets the help they need free. So win-win, right? Win-win. Again, to your point, law school clinic certification programs include, there's about 60 participating law school clinics that provide this service. But it varies by state and it varies by law school clinic. But participating law schools that provide this service to qualified members of the public who are accepted as a client. They have to be accepted as a client, and each participating law school has requirements for accepting new clients and accepting clients at their discretion, not at ours. We can point you, again, this goes back to, we will provide you the assistance, but some of the stuff that happens after that is going to be on you or that entity.
Excellent.
A couple of more things, and this is new. I'll kind of hit it at a high level. The Patent Trial and Appeal Board pro bono program, and again, I love these programs. The PTAB pro bono program supports, if you will, solo inventors, inventor groups, and inventor-owned small businesses. This is an ex-parte. This is only for ex-parte appeals. Kind of, if you take part in this program, you're looking at about 12-month turnaround time period. As I said before, as with all the other programs we have, there are, if you will, qualifications to entering the program. But this is a valuable proposition for those who are doing pro se or by themselves, and they need that assistance. They've gone through the process. You know, that old adage, 2 bags to the apple. They've gone through that process and they need some guidance. This is perfect for that.
Let's say we file a patent and we end up getting some rejections, and we're trying to overcome the rejections, and we're kind of stuck going back and forth with that patent examiner. This will give us a chance to be able to work with somebody from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to kind of represent or be able to help us?
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
Great.
The 2 more things I want to highlight. First time filer expedited examination pilot program. Say that 10 times twice. This program kind of expedites that first office action, which expands, in our mind, the opportunity of innovation. This expedited examination program are a way to reduce or short circuit those time barriers for innovators who might otherwise be unable to participate in the patent system. This initiative, again, enables them to bring their innovation to impact earlier, more rapid. Under this pilot, the office guarantees applicants will have a final disposition allowance or abandonment 1 year from the date the petition was granted. Note, under normal processing circumstances, you're looking at an applicant can expect the first action within 14 months, with the final disposition around 36 months. One last thing, and this is kind of dear to my heart, is the EQUIP program. This is for K through 12 students. We talk about, but the office is actually doing, in my mind, one of the biggest outreaches it can do in regards to goals and IP education of students and teachers. EQUIP IP is a K through 12 program. It leverages the regional offices support and promote education in our respective regions, not just for the K through 12 students, but for the teachers as well. I love the program. It really, and actually I'm going to be using it next week when I get students coming in here, the 12th graders coming in here. I will be actually leveraging this as a way to engage with them and bring them into that IP innovation ecosystem, and potentially, hopefully, see some matriculate on through that or on that, take that journey.
It's fun. I'm sure it's fun for them too. They're taking a field trip to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. What is that? Well, look at everything around you. At some point or another, somebody came up with that idea, and you might have the next big one. So, and you kind of plant that seed. That's amazing.
I can't express the amount of resources, and just going here real quick, the amount of free resources. I just hit a couple of them, kind of highlighting a couple of them. You can filter whether you want legal assistance, one-on-one, self-guided. Whether you want patents, whether you want just trademarks. The office has done a huge, tremendous job. And I've been in the office a while, so I've seen where how it's come along and assisting in truly providing the resources necessary to our entrepreneurs and inventors. I think this is just a jam-packed way of finding free resources that you may need along your IP journey.
And you know what, Derris? Myself also, I've been working with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office as an inventor for many, many years now, and I've seen a tremendous transformation of information that's available to us, especially being online. The website looks great. It's easy to navigate. One thing that I love to use is the USPTO assistance hotline.
Yeah.
Whoever answers the phone or whoever's running that, unbelievable job. They all know all the answers. You get what you need there, and you can be on your way. But we also have the regional offices now, that we have another resource that we don't necessarily have to call Alexandria, Virginia. We can call your office and your staff to be able to help us and assist us. And I noticed also when you showed Meet the Staff or Meet the Team that you had a few patent examiners that are in your office.
So that's a great the supervisory patent examiners. We do not, none of the regional offices anymore have supervisory patent examiners exclusively assigned to the office. We do have supervisory patent examiners in the area that we can still tap into, but we do not have specifically supervisory patent examiners for regional facilities.
Okay.
All right. But we do, hold on, we do have examiners that still do come into the office. I have a handful of examiners that still, they appreciate coming into office, and we appreciate them.
Very nice. And if anybody has a chance to go to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in Alexandria, Virginia, that's an unbelievable experience. Your office looks beautiful, Derris, but you can go and tour all the offices around the country. But the USPTO in Alexandria is also an amazing place, and there's tours and all kinds of activities there. And the same, it looks like, in your office, right there in Michigan. Where in Michigan is your office located?
It's located at 300 River Place or Drive, Suite 2900. It's the second floor. Come up and visit us right here, downtown Detroit, Michigan. Come and visit us. We'd love to see you.
Even if I'm from New York or Connecticut or wherever, any part of the country, it sounds to me like we're welcome in the Midwest office by you. We have the resources from the U.S. Patent and Trademark website, which is uspto.gov, but we have access to you and your team right in our neighborhood.
Absolutely. And I think you would get that same sentiment, by the way, Brian, from any regional director or any regional office for that matter. You'll get that same sentiment, whether it's the executive staff that's manning it or whether it's the examiners that are in that office. Very collegial.
That's great. Derris, you've worked behind the scenes with many independent inventors and companies that are filing applications, and you've been involved with many parts of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Here you are now. You're the regional director of the Midwest office. You're interacting with inventors, no matter what age they are, including the ones that you're going to work with in education.
Right.
What are some words of wisdom from you for the inventors that are watching and listening today, whether they just have an idea in their head and they don't know what to do next, or they're somewhere along the way, whether it's they filed a patent, they're waiting for their patent to be issued, maybe they have an issued patent and they're trying to figure out how to commercialize it and be that next gazillionaire inventor that's out there and see their product or idea or something that's bettering the world out there to come to life. What are some words of wisdom from you, Derris, that you could share with the audience?
First of all, and I'm going to start with this. This past May, the USPTO announced our new strategy for inclusive innovation. This strategy builds on the work we've done during and under the Council for Inclusive Innovation. It aims to grow the economy, creating quality jobs, addressing global challenges by increasing participation in STEM, inventorship, and, if you will, innovation among youth and those from historically underrepresented and under-resourced communities. So let me get to your question. Inventors and entrepreneurs are key to America's innovation ecosystem. and economic stimulation. While USPTO can provide all the resources that I talked about in the programming to support innovation, the National Strategy for Inclusive Innovation, the first time filed, and access to all the free resources that I just really at a tip of an iceberg went over. You as inventors, entrepreneurs are encouraged to educate yourselves on the types of IP protection necessary to secure your intellectual property rights, whether it's a patent, whether it's a trademark, whether it's a copyright, or just maybe a trade secret. That is 30 plus years I've had, and I've enjoyed in this office, and I've loved every moment of it. I've seen the worst when people have it, and I've seen the best when people have. If you're unsure, ask. That's what we're here for, the regional offices. If you're unsure, we'll show you where the resources are. We'll show you how to get them. And that is kind of what I would say. I'm in a position now, you said how I came up. I'm in a position now to really outreach and provide those resources, show people where those resources are. And that's why I love this job.
We really appreciate all that you do for the independent inventors out there. Keep that Midwest office humming with all programs and events and information that you could share with the community, and not only with the community, but in the states that you're covering, which is Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, Missouri, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Sounds like you got your hands full. Hopefully you'll have time to visit all of them and be able to get the word out and show that innovation is happening and you're there to help and support them. So we really appreciate what you do, Derris.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll hope to hear from you again soon. Maybe we'll hear some more upcoming events on National Inventor Club when we have our monthly meetings and we do our intros, including the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Love to come back, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Derris. Okay, well, that wraps up our next regional office of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. That was the Midwest office. You can find out more about that office and any other regional office on uspto.gov. Until then, keep on making your ideas come true, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much.